7 dangerous mistakes people make after they start winning. The greatest danger in life is not failure. It is success without wisdom. Because failure often teaches humility. Failure forces reflection. Failure strengthens character. But success? Success can quietly destroy a person. Not immediately, not dramatically, but gradually. A little pride here, a little arrogance there, a little carelessness. And before long, the same person who fought tirelessly to rise begins falling because they forgot the principles that brought them success in the first place. The Stoics warned repeatedly about this danger because they understood something many people ignore. Winning changes people. Money changes people. Recognition changes people. Power changes people. And if your character is not stronger than your success may become your downfall. Many people dream of becoming successful, but very few prepare themselves for what success does to the mind. Today, we will discuss 7 dangerous mistakes people make after they start winning. These mistakes have destroyed careers, destroyed relationships, destroyed reputations, and destroyed people who once seemed unstoppable. If you are beginning to grow, if your life is improving, if your dreams are becoming reality, then this Stoic lesson may become one of the most important messages you ever hear. Subscribe to Stoic Reflections for more videos on Stoicism, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, and mental strength. Because success is not about reaching the top. It is about staying there with wisdom. Mistake number 1. They become arrogant. One of the oldest traps of success is arrogance. At first, success feels rewarding. You remember your struggles, appreciate your growth, remain humble, but slowly, something changes. You begin believing you are superior. You stop listening, stop learning, stop accepting correction, and arrogance quietly begins replacing wisdom. There was a young entrepreneur named Daniel. For years, he struggled financially. He worked tirelessly, learned constantly, accepted advice, and eventually built a successful company. At first, Daniel remained humble, but as his success grew, his attitude changed. He interrupted people, dismissed criticism, ignored advice, believed he was always right, and eventually, his arrogance created blind spots. Employees stopped being honest with him. Friends stopped offering advice. Mistakes multiplied, and within a few years, the company he built began collapsing. The Stoics warned against this repeatedly, because arrogance creates the illusion that growth is complete. But wisdom understands. Growth never ends. The moment you believe you know everything, you stop learning. And the moment you stop learning, you begin declining. Daniel eventually rebuilt his life, but only after rediscovering humility. Because humility is not weakness. It is the wisdom to understand. No matter how much you achieve, there is always more to learn. Success should elevate your character, not inflate your ego. Mistake number 2. They forget the people who helped them. Nothing reveals character more clearly than how someone treats people after becoming successful. There was a man named Ethan. Before success, he valued everyone, appreciated every opportunity, remembered every helping hand. But after achieving wealth, he changed. He ignored old friends, stopped answering messages, began treating people according to status. Those who once mattered became irrelevant. At first, this behavior seemed harmless. After all, he was busy, successful, important. But slowly, something disappeared from Ethan's life. Gratitude. And without gratitude, success became empty. The Stoics believed gratitude protects people from arrogance, because it reminds you, nobody succeeds entirely alone. Someone encouraged you. Someone believed in you. Someone gave you an opportunity. Someone sacrificed for you. Remembering these things keeps success grounded in humility. Years later, when Ethan faced difficulties, many people he ignored were gone. And for the first time, he realized, success means little if you lose your humanity. The Stoics taught, never allow achievement to erase gratitude, because people may forget your accomplishments, but they rarely forget how you treated them. The people who supported you on your way up deserve respect when you reach the top. Mistake number 3. They become complacent. Success creates a dangerous illusion. It whispers, "You've made it. You can relax now. You're already ahead." And many people believe it. They stop improving, stop learning, stop challenging themselves. They become comfortable, and comfort slowly becomes their enemy. There was a young athlete named Noah. For years, he trained harder than everyone else. Woke up before sunrise, practiced relentlessly, sacrificed comfort for excellence. Eventually, he became a champion. People admired him, praised him, celebrated him, and gradually, his hunger faded. He trained less, ignored small mistakes, assumed talent alone would protect his success. Meanwhile, others were working, improving, preparing, and one day, the champion was defeated. Not because he lacked ability, because he became comfortable. The Stoics warned against this trap. They believed life demands continuous growth, because yesterday's success does not guarantee tomorrow's victory. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you could leave life right now, not to create fear, but to encourage urgency, to remind himself that growth must continue. Every day, Noah eventually returned to training, but this time, his motivation was different. He no longer trained to prove himself. He trained because excellence is a lifelong pursuit, and that mindset transformed him. Because the Stoics understood, success is not a destination. It is a responsibility. The greatest threat to your future success is becoming satisfied with your current success. Mistake number 4. They start seeking validation instead of purpose. At first, you chase success because of your dreams, your goals, your values. But after success arrives, many people begin chasing something else. Attention, admiration, status, applause. And this shift becomes dangerous. There was a woman named Sophia. She built a successful business through hard work and discipline. In the beginning, her focus was simple: serve people, improve constantly, create something meaningful. But as recognition grew, her priorities changed. She became obsessed with appearances, obsessed with being admired, obsessed with proving her success. The joy she once felt slowly disappeared. Because external validation is addictive. The more you receive, the more you crave, and eventually, no amount feels enough. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed happiness cannot depend on public opinion, because public opinion changes constantly. Today people praise you. Tomorrow they criticize you. If your peace depends on applause, your peace becomes fragile. Sophia eventually recognized this. She stepped away from comparison, stopped performing for approval, and returned to her original purpose: helping people, creating value, living according to her principles. And immediately, her peace returned. Because purpose creates fulfillment. Validation creates dependency. The Stoics encouraged people to focus on character rather than reputation. Because reputation belongs to others, character belongs to you. Imagine building a house on sand. It may appear beautiful, but eventually, it collapses. Validation is sand. Purpose is stone. When your purpose becomes stronger than your desire for approval, success becomes meaningful again. Mistake number 5. They neglect their inner life. This mistake destroys countless successful people. From the outside, their lives appear perfect. Money, influence, recognition, achievements. But internally, they feel empty. Because while building success, they neglected themselves. There was a businessman named Victor. He dedicated everything to success, worked endlessly, expanded his business, accumulated wealth, and achieved every goal he once dreamed about. Yet one evening, sitting alone in his luxurious home, he felt something terrifying: emptiness. Because success had improved his circumstances, but not his inner world. He had neglected his peace, neglected his relationships, neglected his emotional well-being. The Stoics warned repeatedly, A successful life is not merely external. It is internal. What good is wealth without peace? What good is status without joy? What good is admiration without self-respect? Victor slowly changed his priorities. He invested time in reflection, strengthened relationships, developed gratitude, protected his peace, and for the first time, success felt complete. Because external achievement means little if your inner world remains neglected. Never become so busy building a successful life that you forget to build a peaceful one. Mistake number 6. They believe success makes them invincible. This is one of the most dangerous illusions success creates. After enough victories, after enough praise, after enough achievements, many people begin believing they are untouchable. They stop being careful, stop preparing, stop listening to advice, and slowly, confidence transforms into recklessness. There was a wealthy businessman named Alexander. Everything he touched seemed to succeed. His investments grew. His reputation expanded. People admired him. And gradually, he developed a dangerous belief. I cannot fail. Because of this arrogance, Alexander ignored warnings, made impulsive decisions, took reckless risks, dismissed people who questioned him, and eventually, the losses came, not because he lacked intelligence, not because he lacked talent, but because success convinced him he was immune to failure. The Stoics rejected this illusion completely. They believed fortune changes quickly. Today's victory can become tomorrow's challenge. Today's strength can become tomorrow's weakness. This is why the Stoics practiced humility, not because they lacked confidence, but because they understood life's unpredictability. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet he constantly reminded himself, "You are human. You are imperfect. You are not above hardship." That mindset protected him from arrogance, because humility creates preparedness, and preparedness creates resilience. Alexander eventually rebuilt his life, but his greatest lesson had nothing to do with money. It was this: the strongest people are not those who believe they cannot fall. They are those who remain prepared even while standing at the top. Never let success convince you that you are beyond failure. Mistake number 7. They forget that character matters more than success. This is perhaps the greatest mistake of all, because success can be lost. Money can disappear. Status can fade. Popularity can vanish. But character remains. There was a respected leader named Noah. He built an extraordinary career, earned admiration, achieved influence, yet something distinguished him from others. Success never changed how he treated people. He remained humble, respectful, kind, disciplined, because Noah understood something profound. Character created his success, and character would outlast it. The Stoics believe character is life's greatest achievement. Not fame, not wealth, not power, because external success depends on circumstances, but character depends on choices. Imagine two people losing everything. One becomes bitter, dishonest, cruel. The other remains honorable, compassionate, resilient. Who is truly successful? The Stoics would choose the second person without hesitation, because adversity reveals character, and character determines destiny. Noah protected his character fiercely, because he knew the world may admire success, but wisdom admires virtue. Years later, when people remembered Noah, they rarely mentioned his achievements. They remembered his integrity, his humility, his kindness, and perhaps that is the greatest legacy anyone can leave behind. Success impresses people. Character inspires them. Now let's remember these 7 dangerous mistakes people make after they start winning. They become arrogant. They forget the people who helped them. They become complacent. They seek validation instead of purpose. They neglect their inner life. They believe success makes them invincible. And they forget that character matters more than achievement. Notice something important. None of these mistakes happen overnight. They happen gradually, quietly, almost invisibly. which is why the Stoics practiced constant self-examination. They regularly asked themselves, am I becoming arrogant? Am I remaining grateful? Am I still growing? Am I protecting my character? Because success tests people differently than failure. Failure tests courage. Success tests humility. Failure tests perseverance. Success tests character. And often, the greatest victories in life are not external. They are internal. Remaining humble while becoming successful. Remaining kind while becoming powerful. Remaining disciplined while becoming comfortable. Remaining grateful while becoming wealthy. These victories require wisdom, and wisdom requires constant attention. The Stoics believed, no amount of external success can compensate for internal emptiness. No amount of money can replace peace. No amount of fame can replace character. No amount of admiration can replace self-respect. So if success comes into your life, welcome it, celebrate it, appreciate it, but never allow it to change who you are. Remain humble, remain grateful, remain disciplined, remain kind, because the qualities that create success are often the same qualities required to keep it. Remember, people admire successful individuals, but they trust people of character, and trust lasts longer than admiration. The Stoics understood this deeply. This is why their teachings continue inspiring millions of people centuries later. Not because they accumulated wealth, not because they gained fame, but because they mastered themselves. And self-mastery remains the highest form of success. Subscribe to Stoic Reflections for more videos on Stoicism, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, mental strength, wisdom, and personal growth. And remember, success may change your circumstances, but never let it change your character. Because at the end of life, your character will matter far more than your achievements.